It's lyric,
We are bringing you hits from the year of 1998 right here on the Breakfast Jam. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro-Punk queen. You were listening to Maya Praz and ODB, aka Old Dirty Bastard, with Ghetto Superstar. Good morning. How you guys doing? I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro-Punk queen. Yes, it is that day. The hump day is officially here. We're here in the middle of the week. Oh man, I can't believe it's already Christmas. It is the 8th of November, and we are looking towards towards closing the year. Hey, but wait, it has come with the rains, and then Homer set in. It is a problem, big problem. But we move, however, we look forward to a great next year. So let's just count down together towards the end of 2023. For now, I'm going to be giving you a little bit facts of Get a Superstar. Do you know when I was looking up the song, I didn't realize that ODB was not originally supposed to be on the song. He stumbled into the studio and actually managed to just record on the track. How cool is that? ODB was that character, man. And now his kid is taking over and he's joined Wu-Tang Clan, and he is now, taking over for the part for where his dad left. Hairstyle, everything, just embodying ODB. Now Get a Superstar, aka That Is What You Are, is a song by American rapper Praz featuring rapper ODB and R&B singer Maya, produced by Praz and Wyclef Jean, with co-production from Jerry Wonder Duplessis. Now, this is just playing off of Dolly Parton's 1983 single "Island in the Stream," and it was written by the Bee Gees. Now that is another fact I had no idea about. Also featured on the soundtrack for the 1998 film Bulworth, the song was released as the second single from Praz's solo debut album "Get a Superstar" on June 6, 1998, and of course it went on to be a phenomenal hit, and it made up for the track for a movie that starred Martin. Uh, I'm trying to remember his name. I can't remember his name. But yes, it was in a famous movie. I'll get you those details in just a bit, because if you want to have it on your playlist, it's something that you need to watch. All right. The movie was called Bulworth. Okay, Bulworth. Check it out. Now let's take a quick look at the weather this morning. In Nairobi, 19 degrees, mostly cloudy, humidity at 78%. It looks like it's going to be mostly cloudy in Nairobi today. It did start off quite cold and rainy this morning. If we take a look at Mombasa, it's at 26 degrees, intermittent clouds, humidity at 82%, with up to highs of 31 degrees later on today. It looks like it's not going to be too bad. Quite a bit of sun coming out. If you're intermittent clouds and chance of thunderstorms. As for Kisumu, it's at 24 degrees, mostly cloudy, and humidity is at 72%, going up to highs of 27 degrees later on today. Doesn't look like it's going to be too sunny for you guys there in Kisumu. It's mostly going to be cloudy, just like us here down in Nairobi. But no matter where you are, no matter the weather, you'll always have a great day with Icon Radio. All right, now, taking a quick look at the roads, traffic is indeed starting to build up along major areas. Jogo Road has begun. However, it is moving not too bad. Going in and past the city stadium. If we look at Langata Road, it's also moving in that particular area. However, when you get to parts of like Wilson and Nyayo National Stadium, the traffic is indeed building up. So plan yourself accordingly. Lusaka Road not looking too bad as well. However, when you get towards the roundabout, that's when it starts getting murky. If you look at Banyala Road, also not looking too bad as well. Looking at Ngong Road seems to be moving at this time. However, if you've not left, my guy, it's time. It's time because it is building up quite fast. Looking at Wayaki Way also seems to be all right for now. Traffic is moving with pockets of heavy traffic here and there. Thika Road, you guys are Thika Roading too. It has already begun. And not as bad as usual during 7 a.m., but it is bumper to bumper at this particular time, guys. If you haven't planned out your route, plan it out now. And if you already have left the house, we got you covered. www.iconradio.co.ke is the place to be. For now, we're getting back into the music. Today, it's all about that rock, rap, reggae. Yes, actually, it's rock, rap, dancehall. Today, I'm giving you hits from 1998. Yes, 98 was one of my favorite eras. Gave us some of the best songs. That for me was a time when, my era, folks didn't have money, things were thick, our TV broke down, and at that time, because of teacher salaries, my parents were not able to fix the TV. So being in a Lunje home, there were radios everywhere. So we'd sleep, wake up, eat whatever to music. And it still affects me till now. I cannot do anything. I can walk down the street, I can shower, I can eat, I can function, I can't do whatever without listening to music. So you should be grateful that you're in the age of your cell phone, you're in the age of Spotify and God knows what else, because that day it was boombox and we still had to record music onto cassette tapes while dubbing them from our favorite radio stations. And some of the music that we're playing today comes from some of the best playlists of that particular era. So let's enjoy music from 1998. When we come back, we'll be looking at some of the news making the headlines this morning, including the KRA crackdown that just unveiled so much nastiness. Keep it here for that.
It's lyric, It's lyric, It's lyric, It's lyric,
I told you it was full of bangers, man. You were listening to Horse and Carriage. That was me, St. Cameron. We also had Money in the Thing with Jay-Z and Jermaine Dupri. Right. It's all about that classic throwdown right here on Icon Radio, number one entertainment plug. Remember, you're streaming us on www.iconradio.co.ke. Follow us on Icon Radio KE across the board. That is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, where we are live right now. Threads, X, we are there. So I said Twitter before, but it's X. How long are we going to be saying by the random branch? How long are we going to be saying X, formerly Twitter? Like that's, I don't know, it's a thing. It's a thing whether in writing, it's a thing whether in saying. But yes, We're on all the platforms as I digress. Now, I am Nyar Fox on Instagram and Maloba on X. See, I got it there. All right. Now let's take a quick look at some of the news making the headlines this morning. Now, Alfred Mutua led an operation that seized handcuffs and guns at JKIA. Now, custom officials on Tuesday confiscated an array of prohibited items that were said to be smuggled in through Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. The items were seized during a media tour of the passenger clearance process led by Tourism Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua. Some of the items confiscated included weapons and firearms whose sales in Kenya are limited and subject to government clearance. Among the weapons Mutua and his team recovered were hunting rifles, pistols, handcuffs, and gun magazines. Oof. It was not immediately clear whether the firearm consignment belonged to one person or if it was intended for sale on the black market. Additionally, custom officials also confiscated packed sex toys that passengers were carrying. I mean, those things are beginning to the country forever. Now, travelers carrying phones and other electronic items were also flagged by revenue officials stationed at the international airport. Now, KRA officials are mandated to confiscate goods that are more than 75,700 shillings and are designated as personal items. Now, revenue authorities further flagged an unidentified medical consignment whose destination was yet to be disclosed. Mutua organized a media tour after Kenyans complained of being harassed by custom officials. Now, I read this announcement alongside the hike in fares at the SGR, which, it's going to be a decision between taking a plane, taking a bus, or taking the SGR. Which one do you much prefer now? Because what is the difference? Of course, the bus is much cheaper, and of course, you'll travel for a bit longer. But again, those fares have gone way too high. Now, the other announcement was now any goods over $600, any goods over $600 would be put or handed tax, okay, and that guys with particular items had to have each item taxed. Now, there was a couple who came to Kenya with a dress worth 300,000 shillings, and now that dress was heavily taxed, and they were not happy at all. Of course, you wouldn't be, especially if you spent so much money on a dress, only to have it impounded by KRA and told pay tax, pay tax, pay tax. So now this means anything over 70K, anything over 70K gets taxed. So your laptop, your camera, your phone, what do iPhone? Your clothes, literally all KRA has to prove is that your item is worth and over a certain amount, and that would lead it being impounded, and then you have to pay tax for it. Man, say this tax thing has gone absolutely nuts, and of course, guys were not one too happy about this. Now, in addition to what was found, which is the guns, handcuffs, magazines, bullet magazines, all of that, guys were surprised to see that there was much more than that. Now, there was also, high-end mobile phones, drones, and narcotic drugs that were seized. Of course, I mentioned that there was sex toys as well, but also pornographic paraphernalia. Wow. I mean, it's. I'm sure it was crazy for Mutua and his team to find all these things being carried in people's bags. I wish I was there. I wish I was a fly on the wall to just watch as it went down so that I could see what guys were carrying over to Kenya. Now, a lot of more people are just going to be now more cautious. Na hii kitu of ati sending your relative nilete hii na hile na nini nini nini. that's going to come to an end very, very soon. They'd rather send you the money, buy it from here, or have it shipped in, and you sort yourself out, because nobody wants to be stuck at the airport paying for duty over this, that, and the other when it has become this thick. Of course, we don't know how long this will last. We don't know if Kenyans will get into an uproar in regards to this. It has caused a bit of confusion down there at JKIA, but we're waiting to see what exactly this will yield, especially when it comes to the tax. Now, speaking of things going crazy, it would seem that Kenya has gone into another option, or will be forced to go into another option as the dollar shortage worsens, and that is to seek barter trade. That's interesting. Now, Egypt is the one that has sought barter trade with Kenya. Kenya may soon initiate barter trade with Egypt on tea exports as the North African country looks to preserve its dollars due to a biting shortage. According to a report by Bloomberg, Egypt, which is the second largest importer of Kenya's tea, is toying with the idea of paying for the Kenyan commodity with another valuable commodity due to a dollar shortage. Now, Professor Njuguna Ndungu said the request came from Egypt, stating that the tea exports were lying in Mombasa because Egypt had no dollars to pay. Reports from the Tea Board of Kenya indicate that Kenyan tea exports to its largest importers, Pakistan and Egypt, fell by 23% and 30% respectively in the first 8 months of 2023. Kenya itself has previously floated the idea of barter trade with Pakistan to circumvent the dollar shortage, where the idea was to receive rice from Pakistan in exchange for Kenyan tea. This is where things have gone. We are now going back to the days of old. Maybe that's how it should have been for Africans all along. Leave the currency alone, do the barter trade, and see how our economy works. I mean, again, what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know. +254 788 380030. Going to go and short a break. When we come back, we'll be looking at a proposal that Ruto has made for payment settlement system to the AU, as well as DCI, who arrested a critically injured robbery suspect that was shot by fellow gang member. Speak of the mob, okay? The mob is now down here in Nairobi. We'll be getting to those details in just a bit. Keep it right here.
It's lyric, It's lyric, It's lyric, It's lyric,
Hip hop and R&B's greatest over there. We did have Aaliyah with "Are You That Somebody" and Lauryn Hill with "Are You That." No, Lauren Hill was Everything is Everything. Yes, it's playing right here, all for your classic therapy on the Breakfast Jam. Let's finish off with the last bit of the news this particular hour. Now, um, the continued debate about our economic state rages on, as Ruto says his hands are tied on rising cost of fuel. Now, yesterday he was tied up in a meeting for hours trying to discuss the fuel crisis. And he says his hands are tied over the rise in fuel prices in the country. In a parliamentary group meeting convened by President Ruto as the party leader of UDA and the Kenya Kwanza coalition, attended by over 200 MPs, the reality of the high cost of living, which has largely been attributed to the rise in fuel prices, featured prominently. Sources privy to the meeting disclosed to Citizen that leaders raised concerns over the ever rising cost of fuel prices, which is making life hard for millions of Kenyans, thus making the regime unpopular to the masses, an issue that the head of state said was not making him lose his sleep as his hands are tied. Not making him lose his sleep. Meanwhile, Energy Cabinet Secretary David Chiche, who appeared before the National Assembly Energy Committee, was grilled by MPs over the failure of Kenya to reduce the cost of fuel compared to the neighboring states. Of course, everybody's up in the arms about Tanzania. And one MP said, Tanzania, as we speak, prices are going down, while in Kenya, the prices are going up. In his response, Chiche said, and I quote, the product in Tanzania or Uganda will not be cheaper than Kenya on account of freight and premium. It will be because of taxes. We will always be lower on freight and premium, and that's why I said we need a wider scope of time to discuss and take members through what we negotiated. Okay, so if time is needed, also time is needed to be able to review those prices, because there's no way Kenyans will be able to live, work, pay taxes on 300 bob a liter. You know, that goes up for every single thing in this country. Life is going to be absolutely unbearable. We'll be scrapping for change, every single one of us. We've already had stories of MPs not going to parliament on the excuse that they don't have fuel, or probably it is true they don't have enough money for fuel. Their budgets have been super cut for a lot of things, and things are just thick for all of us. So of course there needs to be a bigger conversation and a better solution, because it will plunge a lot of Kenyans into a lot of problems. Now, D is one person who has just been uppercut to Ruto as he continues to criticize his decisions. And now he's saying this 166 billion cancelled Eurobond is hurting Kenya's economy. Now, President William Ruto's top economic advisor, David D, on Monday lamented that the government was struggling to revive the economy due to blunders made by the previous administration. While explaining why the Kenyan shilling has been on the decline against Uganda and Tanzanian currencies, D blamed former President Uhuru Kenyatta's decisions to cancel a 166 billion Eurobond days before the election. D said that Uhuru's administration cancelled the Eurobond days before Ruto assumed power, a decision that has cost the country. Now, D added that the situation was about to get worse since there was another 301 billion maturing in June 2024. The current administration has been blaming Uhuru for the economic mess despite being in office for 1 year, with some experts alleging that they have been in office long enough to start correcting the economic mess. And yeah, Kenya is a tired of hearing, yeah, it's Uhuru's fault. Yes, the previous administration. It might be true, but now we need to hear solutions. That's why you're there. Now, he continues to talk as now IMF had increased Kenya loan limit by 98 billion. This was announced on Tuesday by President William Ruto's chief economic advisor, according to Reuters. Now, D welcomed the move, noting that it was timely considering that Kenya had a 300 billion Eurobond maturing on June 2024. It can augment or program as of now up to $650 million that they have agreed to do. The Economist noted rather that this was agreed following a visit to the country by an IMF team last week. During the visit, IMF team conducted the sixth review of the program. Now, while the IMF is yet to issue an official statement on the outcome of the review, Ndiri revealed that it has been successful. Now, he continues to say to rectify the blunder, Kenya has been forced to borrow more through syndicated bank loans, a situation that has increased Kenya's public debt past the 10 trillion mark. Ouch. Oof. Sometimes just looking at this news can be so depressing because you're like wondering what's next, what's gonna happen next. Now, away from that, Ruto has offered host headquarters of Pan African Payment Settlement System. Now, he has offered to host the payment settlement system headquarters in Nairobi. And supported by African heads of state, is a cross-border financial market infrastructure facilitating payment transactions throughout Africa. 2 years old hearing that. Okay, now it aims to promote trading in local currencies, reducing reliance on the dollar and minimizing foreign exchange costs. Hallelujah. Now, African presidents have proposed adopting the system by February 2024 while addressing the African Continental Free Trade Area conference at Strathmore University on Tuesday. President William Ruto stated that Kenya had accepted to host the headquarters, especially since Kenya has positioned itself as a champion for continental integration. President William Ruto lamented that Africa loses 5 billion when trading in different currencies. I would actually welcome this move if managed very well, because now this reliance on the dollar, reliance on this, reliance on that, see how we are rumiating. Let us now set up our own system. It's something that was fought for by Gaddafi, to something that was fought for by other presidents. It's now it's being fought for now. There is an immediate need for us to be able to handle our own economic state as a continent without having other people butting in. My opinion, remember they're like armpits. Now, lastly, we're looking at a mob situation. Now, let me tell you, I have been super binging on Netflix mob stories. Like, I've gone from John Gotti's story. I'm now going into another one that now details New York versus the mob, and there's another one also coming in. And I'm telling you, like, it is absolutely nuts. And it gives you a little bit of inner working as to how gangs work. Now, in this particular case that has happened in Kenya, there is a man who's critically injured after he was shot by his own gang member. Now, DCI detectives on Tuesday arrested a man in critical condition suspected to have been involved in various crimes in the past. In a statement, the DCI revealed that detectives found the man at his home in Makongeni, Thika, nursing multiple gunshot wounds. During the operation, the detectives recovered a Seska pistol from the suspect, believed to have been stolen from a civilian firearm holder in Kawaskari in January. The DCI remarked that the detectives had pursued the injured suspect to his home following a tip-off from members of the public indicating that an unknown person had been sprayed with bullets near the Thika Level 5 hospital on a Monday by a drive-by assailant riding in a Toyota Probox. Drive-by, okay. This is a drive-by incident. As in, like, these are things you don't get to hear about a lot, but now it is happening in this country. It's crazy. Upon arrival at the suspect's home, the detectives found the badly injured man in a bad state, prompting them to rush him to hospital. Following this, the officers initiated a forensic ID process that provided his name and later traced his place of residence to an apartment in Kiganjo. Now, according to the DCI statements, investigations revealed that the shot suspect may be familiar with his attackers. The DCI further stated that the two parties had allegedly engaged in an altercation over a previous engagement before the shots were fired. Woof. That's nuts. I'm telling you, guys, head on over to Netflix. This is not an endorsement, but go and watch everything about the mob. You get to understand the inner workings of criminal enterprises. This is absolutely nuts. Now, we are going to be going into our Wellness Wednesday. It is exactly 8:08 a.m. where we are all about that love 254. And we're going to be looking at one particular topic that has been talked about this year relentlessly, and I think it's time we talk about it too. And that is in regards to you using your head. Keep it right here. We'll be getting to that in just a little bit.
It's lyric, It's lyric it. It's lyric it.
Find a Way by Mayonde. Absolutely love that track. That just gets you into a nice mellow mood. Sometimes you just need that, especially on a hump day like this. Man, woof. Man on the plug, but we are soldiering on. Guys, what are your remedies? Please, please, please share it with me. What do you take to just take away the sore throat, to take away the headaches, to take away the runny nose? What do you do to get yourself back into a proper place? Right now, I'm on that concoction for lemon and ginger, hot water, but where? Ugh, it's just one of the worst. Let me tell you, one of the worst things for me out of everything else is the homa. And that's the thing that takes me down. Myra down, Myra down. But yes, we are of course in the second hour, or the third hour. Remember, we do this each and every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is all about your wellness this Wednesday. But before we get into our topic about how you use your head, gotta be interesting. Um, we had our riddle yesterday, and the question was, who has married many women but was never married? Answer: the priest. Makes sense, right? He has married so many people in his church, but he never gets to get married himself, although things have changed nowadays. But yes, he never gets to get married himself. Make sense? Right. Now we will go into our next riddle today. I'm giving you nice and early, so it can be posted up nice and early and you can get into it as soon as possible. Now, this is still on the marriage topic. If two snakes marry, what will their towels say? If two snakes marry, what will their towels say? We'll be sampling your answers as the day goes on. Of course, we'll be putting it up on our socials. We need to hear your answers and revealing the true answer at the end of the day. We're going back into the music. Let's come back and talk about your wellness this Wednesday.
It's good, kid, you know. It's very cute, you know. It's very cute, you know. It's very cute, you know.
Saudi Soul, bringing back that nostalgia with the Surayako playing right here on the Breakfast Jam. Of course, we are taking you through that memory train of the 254 music that we loved to listen and dance to. And of course, it's exclusively on the Breakfast Jam on Icon Radio #1 Entertainment Plug with your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro Punk Queen. Now, we're getting to the topic. We're getting into the topic of the day, which involves using your head. Now, I'm not talking about it like thinking. I'm not talking about it in the terms of, headbutting someone. I'm talking about it in the terms of oral sex. Now, what exactly is oral sex? It's a common sex position among couples of all ages and genders. It's also referred to as fellatio or cunnilingus. This position involves oral stimulation of a partner's genitals or the other side. Now, oral sex is, or rather what people like to call, seem to. Oral sex is often a part of foreplay before intercourse. Many couples use it as a way to warm up or get in the mood for intercourse, but oral stimulation can also play a part during or after too. This position can also be just as pleasurable as a stand-alone act. Now, that is according to one source. Now, according to Wikipedia, it also is referred to as oral intercourse. It's sexual activity involving the stimulation of genitalia of a person by any other person using the mouth, including lips, tongue, or teeth. Now, cunnilingus is oral sex performed on certain areas with fellatio, and is oral sex performed again on certain areas. And of course, it is well described on Wikipedia. If you want to check it out, check it out. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because I have been coming through this topic a lot. No, my algorithm is not messing with me. No, I haven't been looking up this topic. No, I haven't looked up anything in regards to, sex of late. But of course, it has been coming across my channel because more and more and more content creators are giving rise to the topic of oral sex causing cancer. And now it is being attributed as the leading risk factor for throat cancer. Now, over the past 2 decades, there has been a rapid increase in throat cancer in the West to the extent that some have called it an epidemic. This has been due to a large rise in a specific type of throat cancer called oropharyngeal cancer, and this is the area of the tonsils, the back of the throat. The main cause of this cancer is human papillomavirus, which is HPV, which are also the main causes of cancer of the cervix. And of course, this type of cancer has now become more common than cervical cancer in both the US and the UK. And this is especially the area that is giving rise to this particular conversation. Now, HPV is sexually transmitted for the oropharyngeal cancer, and the main risk factor is the number of lifetime sexual partners, especially oral sex. Those with 6 or more lifetime oral sex partners are 8.5 times more likely to develop this particular type of cancer than those who do not practice oral sex. Now, when you're over there doing your thing and your guy or your girl is over there like, show me how much you love me. Tell me that I'm the one for you. If you're willing to do this, then you're mine forever. Those stories. And other long stories. When they're telling you to do these things, I think your immediate thought should be, before we do it, just like HIV, can we do a proper STI check? Okay. Now, I hate to take you back to the story, but there's a time when Usher was accused of spreading, like super spreading herpes. Okay. Now, can you imagine you going down on somebody, you don't know who they are, you don't know who their mother is, you don't know where they came from, you don't know who they have been with, and you're over there giving them or using your head, and then all of a sudden you're getting herpes of the throat because you did not do your due diligence. Now, again, this is not something that belongs to the West only. It doesn't belong to the US and the UK. It's not a singular person's problem. As long as somebody is carrying an STI, it can affect you in so many ways. And now there is a rise in the cancer of the throat, the back of the throat, and this is attributed again to the aspect of oral sex. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be looking more into this. And why it's times using your head is not so wise.
It's lyric, It's very cute, you know. It's very cute, you know. It's very cute, you know. It's lyric,
Kenyan girl playing right here on the Breakfast Jam with the necessary noise. Of course, those guys are the ones who really, really defined the sounds of our childhood, of us growing up. Manze, they are the people who made also reggae. Don't throw stones. Okay, so okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, reggae has always been cool, to be very honest. But of course, it wasn't really um embraced as we were growing up. It was looked as rebel music. It was looked as Rasta music, which was also shunned upon. It was just defined in the most negative of ways. Then here come these cool kids who now are going into reggae, and they have just defined that particular music for this generation. And again, made it cool to be played in the clubs, made it cool to be played in the matatus, made it cool to be played anywhere, basically, in the homes, in an event. That's what necessary noise defined a lot for people of our generation growing up. Now, we're talking about our Wellness Wednesday topic of the day, and that is in regards to using your head. And I'm telling you, it's not at you because you're wise. Oh, because you have a headstrong personality or you can headbutt somebody. No, I'm talking about when it comes to sex, and that is oral sex. Now, again, I'm telling you, like, it has been prevalent conversations on the socials about how oral sex is actually leading to cancer of the throat, the front, and the back. And this has been attributed to STIs checking into your system and messing you up. Now, there's a type of cancer. Ugh, it's really killing me trying to get this name right, but they call it the oropharyngeal cancer, and that is the cancer that has become common than even cervical cancer, and its main cause is HPV, human papilloma virus. Okay, and a lot of women are usually told or encouraged, even kids, to take the HPV virus. But also, that's not only the only cause of it. According to other studies, apparently it can also lead to spread of chlamydia, herpes, and of course now the HPV cancer, HPV type cancer. And now, of course, everybody's like, nobody's against oral sex, nobody's against you giving head, but guys, just like HIV, you have to take your tests. You have to find out whether your partner is okay or not. You can't look at him and say, certified gold, you're good, Manze, let's do this. You can never tell from somebody's human form that they are okay. A lot of people who are still shy in our society still do things with the lights off. So if you do things with the lights off, you're not able to examine your partner and see what is going on, okay? Sometimes you can't notice the things that you should be noticing. And now this can lead to, again, cancer of the throat as well as other diseases. Can you imagine herpes in your throat? Herpes is incurable, okay? It's one of those things that never, ever go away. And having it now as a disease you have to continually try to treat is a strain. Now, apparently, HPV can cause cancer, and there are various strains of HPV that can cause an infection easily over 40. Some of these cancer causing, if you're infected with a particular strain of the virus, it can increase your chances of contracting a throat cancer by, get this, 55 times, not 10, not 20, 55 times. That's half of your lifetime. Now, a study by Chemical Research into Toxicology established that close to 21% patients with oropharyngeal cancer before 1990 had the presence of HPV. The number of patients shot up 3 times, with 65% patients with HPV related throat cancer after 2000. Now, for those who may not know what throat cancer is, or oropharyngeal cancer is different from oral cancer, as it affects your throat region, including your tonsils, base, or back of the throat. These are like oral cancer, which affects your lips, gums, cheeks, or the walls of your mouth. Now, again, HPV is a very common STD. Experts say that if you are sexually active, chances are that you will contract HPV at least once in your life. However, this does not translate directly to cancer. As mentioned, not all strains of HPV are cancer causing. Of the 40 strains that can cause an infection, some strains are particularly bad and known as high risk. But of course, having cancer causing HPV is just absolute and sheer bad luck. Yeah. If you are unlucky enough to make out with someone who has cancer causing HPV, it means you chose someone from the 1% of the total 7% affected with HPV carrying humans. It's amazing to hear that, because man say, as in, like, how do you know? Sometimes you can do all the precautions in the world, but now you're making out with somebody and then suddenly they have cancer in their mouth. As in, where? Earth is hard. Earth is absolutely hard. Now, how is it spread? Now, HPV-related throat cancer can spread not only through oral sex, but also by kissing with an open mouth. If you're carrying a strain of HPV, you can transmit it to your partner if you go down on him or her. So even just your mouth is having cancer and you go down and use your head on someone, can actually transmit cancer, this particular HPV strain of cancer, to them. Now, what are the signs of throat cancer? Now, throat cancer related to HPV only shows symptoms where it has developed to advanced stages. The most prominent symptom will be the development of a lump in the throat, which is sore and may not heal. Men can see or feel it when they are shaving. If you're a beard person, you may not notice it at all. Other symptoms include pain while swallowing, change in voice, pain in ear or neck, hoarseness or mouth ulcers, or swollen lymph nodes. How best now do we prevent? I think some of these signs or some of these reasons are absolutely obvious, but common sense is not common to everyone. The best way to dodge HPV-related throat cancer is through vaccination, but you need to meet certain criteria for that. The good news is that the cancer is 99% preventable with a vaccine, as only 1% of cancers due to certain strains of HPV may or may not be part of the vaccination. Now, not only is it given to women, but it's also being given to men, especially now with the prevalence of HPV being spread like this. And now it is encouraged for both men and women to take their HPV vaccinations. Now, normally, hospitals advise it be given to kids from around the age of 11, but it doesn't stop there. Now, HPV vaccination of young girls has been implemented in many countries to prevent cervical cancer. This is now increasing, albeit as yet indirect evidence that is may also be effective in preventing HPV infection in the mouth. There's also some evidence to suggest that boys are also protected by herd immunity in countries where there is high vaccination coverage in girls. Taken together, this may hopefully lead in a few decades to the reduction of the oropharyngeal cancer. Sorry, I'm not going to curse like Jeff Koinange, but yes, that is a very hard word. But yes, guys, you've heard it here. Do your tests, okay? And don't be an anti-vax person. Get your vaccinations. Get your kids vaccinated. Get yourself checked consistently. Whether you are married or not. Even with marriage, you don't know whether you're carrying HPV. You never got tested for that. You never thought to get tested for that. And you don't know if your partner is carrying, or your husband or your wife is carrying HPV. And you've heard, just even having it in your mouth or somebody you're with having it in their mouth can lead to spread. That has been our wellness topic of the day. So, of course, I'm encouraging you guys to go get checked as soon as possible. Again, earth is hard, but you'd rather live with at least 50% reassurance that you've taken care of yourself. Let's get back into the music. We're going to be going into news in just a bit. Keep it right here. And then in the next hour, it is all request non-stop music. As of course, you can put in your requests on +254 788 38 0030.
It's lyric, you know. It's lyric, 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 you know. It's lyric, you know. It's lyric, you know.